Do you guys like basketball? You're gonna enjoy this episode. Let's go, roll the intro. Hey everyone, it's your boy Eric, once again with another Eric Illustrations video. Today's video is gonna be real interesting, and if you guys like basketball, you're gonna love this one. Before you go into that, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit all the notifications, like all the bells and down here, share, subscribe, notify when we drop a new video, all of that. If you guys like what we're doing, remember to like, share, and subscribe as well. And if you like any of the music in the background, remember to check Be The Human, link in the description below. Alright, so let's just jump right into it. Today's video is gonna be real cool. Not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for basketball. I love basketball, but this video would be a little different. I'm usually a Celtics fan, but I did want to do something about LeBron James winning his 4th championship, and that's basically all I did for this piece. So I hope you guys enjoy what I'm gonna talk about in this video. It's gonna be a little weird, but I just want you guys to see this, and let's just go right into it. Alright, so as you might notice, or in the past videos, I'm a very anime Boston Celtics fan. But mostly because I really love basketball. I think it's a very cool sport. When it comes to sports, it's one of the fastest and more physical sports. I know a lot of people might think, okay, dude, come on, it's not football. But like, if you think about it, there's no any type of equipment other than just mouth guard, if they even use one. But like, basketball is one of the most physical sports and the fastest paced sports as well. So that's why I'm a huge fan. So for this one, I really wanted to draw a piece that would be, we could say, relevant to the actual current NBA, NBA thing. So for me, I wanted to draw something. I know Lebron James just won his 4th championship, which I know it's a huge achievement, but as a Boston Celtics fan, it's kind of hard to actually root for LeBron James, but I was still kind of rooting for him in the sense that I think the Lakers are at a good place right now, considering they have Anthony Davis, which is one of the best players in the league right now, and he did most of the legwork as well in the finals. So I'm not gonna pretend that I know a lot of sports, or at least a lot of basketball, because I'm a fan, but I'm not like a huge connoisseur, or if you want to call it that, but so I wanted to draw something. And again, I thought LeBron James is a good thing, considering this guy is like a huge basketball. I think he's one of the biggest players right now, and he's been for a while. After Kobe and Michael Jordan, he's probably one of the the next stars in the NBA, and he will retire as such, considering he has already 4 championships. But yeah, so I wanted to draw him. It's very cool how he just won. But not just that, like, I think the fact that how they celebrated, like the pictures that they posted and everything, is really meaningful and really cool. Again, like I said, I think this one was in part Anthony Davis merit, but like, people will say it's LeBron alone, which kind of annoys me, but I think I understand why, because it's just like a star. He has this star power that it's just super cool. So yeah, so for that reason, I decided to go about composing a cool piece with the photo I just mentioned about him celebrating while smoking a cigar and all that. I think it has a very striking and very powerful message when you look at just the picture alone. So I decided, hey, I want to do this. I want to give it my own spin, which is my own style, but I also want to add some more to it, because that's what art is. It's taking something that you see even from someone else's art. Like photography is definitely art, and this piece shows it, because if you guys have seen the picture, it does show that, and it looks real cool. So I said, I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna take it to the next level, or at least I'm gonna try with my own art. So I decided to compose it, and I wanted to use that specific picture as the element, or the centerpiece element in the art piece. So, okay, so let's just go ahead and talk about that, right? So I wanted to compose it using the picture, but also showing the achievement itself. So it's the 4 titles. The 4 titles are a thing that are not only on his mind, but that was his goal all along, like, to get another championship. I think he mentioned that back when he joined the Lakers. It's funny people mention it like, come on, dude. LeBron knew he was gonna win the championship. He mentioned that when he joined the Lakers back in 2018. I'm like, dude, every player when they switch teams, they say that they're gonna win the next championship, and and that's what they didn't win when he joined, but they did now. But at least it's cool that he did. I think he is a very strong player, and it's probably more of a leading thing than just him alone, and that's what I like LeBron now, because I think he's grown to be, even though he has some rants and all stuff like that. I think he is a very powerful leader, and that's what's making him win right now. And you can see that in the games. And going back to the piece, I want to show the strength, I want to show the achievement, I want to show the picture, which show kind of both, and that's what I went with. And yeah, you gotta focus when you do a lot of an art piece, and you want to use some elements. First, for me, just using the picture alone wouldn't have been enough. Like, that's why I decided to do it on my own art. I did take the photo reference, which is good, but I also wanted to add to it. So the first thing you gotta know, you gotta think about when you're doing a piece, when you're composing, the first thing you need to focus on, at least in my opinion, is the shape and the proportions of the piece or the things within it. Like, if I did this championship thing and I wanted to even deform it a little, I would still use the original picture so I could accentuate what is in the picture and not like completely change the proportions. Like, let's say I did the ball too small or even too big, in a way that wouldn't look like natural or look like the thing. With LeBron itself, I think it was an easy thing, like just an easy target, because there was a picture, and that's called reference. It's photographic reference, which is real good if you're drawing. I always try not to just go ahead and copy the picture itself, but try and trace it in place with the forms, and then draw on top of it, and like change it in a way that will not only suit what the feel of the piece is, but also suit your own style. That's what I did with this one. I didn't change a lot of LeBron actually, but I do want to show him smoking the cigar. I like celebrating this achievement, and the pictures certainly helped when it came to proportion. All I had to do was compose the four trophies in front of it in a way that they will either look too big or too small, but they'll still like convey the message of what he's celebrating. With the trophies, I know they're smaller than they would probably be, at least when it comes to like putting four together in front of him. That's definitely not accurate proportionally, but I think it's just a message that transfer what is important right now. So yeah, that's what I did with this piece. It will look natural and it will look better, and that's what takes me to my next point, which is positioning. So basically, positioning means like you have to balance the elements in a picture or in a drawing, and that's what I try to do. Actually, if you see in the drawing, I did change the shapes a little bit, not the shapes, but the location of the trophies at some point, because I was trying to see what would work best with the composition of the piece. I did draw him in front of him in purpose, so I would use him as another layer, and then I would play with it and see what worked best. At least I wanted to go with something a little more smaller, but I think that the piece did benefit from changing the size a little and maybe superposing it in front of LeBron's face. And that's what composing is all about. Like, you have to play with the elements, you have to play with proportions, you have to play with things in order to transfer the message that you want to send to the person looking at the picture. So yeah, after that, I think another thing that's really important is the managing of the area of the piece, which is what I was just talking about. Like, if you think of this piece, I did change the shapes, but I still was trying to respect the picture of LeBron and trying to place it in a way that will not either make LeBron look small or make him too big, or even just adding too much dead space. Dead space is something you want to avoid, but also you have to use it to your advantage. You can have too much of it, but you can't also have too little of it, and that's something you have to learn with time. The more you draw, the more you create pieces. But I did change the shapes. I mean, not the shapes, the thing. Trying to arrange the elements in a way that it would fit and manage the area that it was going to be placed on. Keep it in mind, you want to place the elements, and also not just because of how they look, but also what the message or the purpose of the art piece is. Like if it was for let's say a wallpaper, I would probably do it in proportions that are more like vertical based on the phone, right? Or if I wanted to do a PC wallpaper, it would just be like probably like one of those 16 by 9 things, or maybe even more large to the sides. Or if it's just a canvas like this is, the proportions can vary, and it could just be what you want. And if you do it not in digital, if you do it in paper or canvas or whatever, you do have to focus more in the space management. So there's not either too much dead space or not enough, or even not enough space to place the piece. And yeah, so alas, working with the negative and the elements have to not only be for the purpose of the message and not just for the looks alone, but also to, like, in a way that they contrast themselves, contrast each other, and show all the elements without overclouding the piece, like having too much elements at the same time. I think that would probably work against the piece. As you can tell, all the elements that I did mention when it comes to composing a piece, they come together. Like you have proportion, then you have positioning, then you have to balance. You have the dead space, the managing the area. All the elements basically go along together, and it's kind of funny because like you go one by one, but if you think about it, it's something that you have to keep in mind at all times when you're composing a piece. And I'm gonna talk a little more about my Inktober pieces. There are some that I had to really go down and create not proportions, but creating things that will look different, but just like for the purpose of accentuating the piece. And that's what I want you guys to understand when it comes to creating art. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this. I hope this was good enough insight. I guess I just want to give you my 2 cents on this piece for LeBron James and what it meant to me drawing it. Not just because he's a great athlete, but like also the striking, powerful picture I wanted to take reference from. And that's it. I hope you guys like that commentary. Let's go back to the video, to my other me. And yeah. Okay guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a really good time drawing LeBron James in this particular piece because of the whole championship thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below if you liked the piece, if you think I did justice to not the player but also the picture. If you guys have seen the picture where he's smoking the cigar, that's what I want to do with this one, and I think I nailed it. And I also like the way the trophies on top of him came out. Like it's a bit of a design thing, and that's exactly what I talked about. So please let me know if you like this, and if you want me to do more pieces like this, let me know. Also remember, next week's gonna drop my Inktober video. It's gonna be a bit longer because it's 31 drawings. So I'm gonna talk about all of them, what my thought process was, and how I enjoyed drawing it. Alright, thanks again for joining us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Share with your friends, please. That helps the algorithm. And let me know in the comments below as well anything you want me to draw next. Have a good one, and thank you for joining. Stop that. Grinding my whole life.